Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here from QBsQuest.com. I have a fabulous project for you today using Andes mints. I've not worked with Andes mints before that I can remember, so I know you're going to love this project. But before we get on to our project, I just wanted to remind everyone that it's November 18th, 2022, and it's the last day of our seasonal sale. And let me just pop up this banner here. And there are lots of things on sale from the annual catalog. We have our stamp sets on sale, our punches, our dies, designer series paper, and embossing folders, all for varying percentages off. And today is the final day for that. So make sure you check it out. Is there something that you didn't get that you wanted to get? That's what I did. I actually went through the entire annual catalog and I looked, is there anything that I didn't pick up that I still wanted? So I picked up a bunch of stuff. And so anyway, don't forget to check it out. This is our Stampin' Up! Usually does a sale in November around Thanksgiving, and this is that sale. So make sure you get your stuff. I think Stampin' Up! Has changed their philosophy. Instead of having a sale right during Thanksgiving when everyone should be spending time with family and friends, they decided to do their sale a week early. So check it out. All right, and as always, I'm going to talk to all of you after this this video. I'm a bit frazzled this morning because this little box took a lot of design work, and so I made the box last night, and then I remade it this morning as a second sample, and I just kept tweaking it along the way. So I think I finally have it down on how it should all come together and look good and everything, and I think you're going to be thrilled with it too. I'm just checking, making sure, okay, nobody's talking about sound or anything bad going on. So I'm going to switch over. Actually, I'm going to hold this up first. This is the little box, and I think I can slide it a little bit. You see the little Andes mints? Well, Andes mints. If you've ever opened up a package of Andes mints, well, I did. And I tell you, it was hard not to eat any of them because I needed all of them and I didn't want to go back to the store. I'm using the Andes Peppermint Crunch Thins. And when you get them, there's 28 of them. Yes, you will count them because you'll need every single one. Well, actually, you'll need half the box for the project. They come in this box. And I've been intrigued by this box before, but I decided to take a look at it. And we're going to make a half box that is the same type of construction, not exactly as the Andes box. So we're going to take this and make it into there we go. It's hard to do this. I'm mirrored into a half box. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then we'll decorate it up with the Sweet Candy Canes bundle. Because, Candy Canes mint and then the Peppermint Crunch Thins. That's all like kind of minty and wonderful. So I think it makes for a great little package and everything. Oh, and I also made a candy cane with the same bundle so that I can show you how to do a simpler version. So let me switch over to my other camera. Let me just make sure it's up. Okay, here we go. So let's talk about this candy cane first. So this is from, this is also made using the Sweet Candy Canes bundle. And it has a stamp set, and you'll want to get both because you want the candy canes and you want this little greeting that says candy cane wishes and mistletoe kisses. I think that's really cool. And then this little die is what creates this candy cane hole you see on the back side. And there's some samples right in the catalog using this. But I thought, wouldn't this be cool to use this as a label? And instead of putting the candy cane through it, I put the ribbon through it. So we're using this exact label in two different ways. I think this candy cane here would make a great thing for a dinner table, like at Christmas. You know, you just put one of these on everyone's place, and you can go as fancy as you want. I added the little mistletoe leaves, but if you wanted to, you could just also just do the tag and then just the bow as well. So that's just is such a cute thing to lay on everyone's place setting at the table. So definitely this this bundle can do a lot of different things. And so this is the little box, and so it's a slider box. The Andes ones isn't a slider box, which is kind of unfortunate actually, because you know it's got this wrapping, and then there's the box with all the mints in them, which I've used all of them. So and then these ones hold half of that box. So if there's 28 in the entire box when you get it, you need 14 and then another 14 in this one. So you can make 2 of these. You need 1 box of candy and you can make 2 of these. And then this little slider box is just like that, and then the ribbon goes around like in the back. This little candy cane, you can either stamp it like I did here, or we've also got this paper that matches. If you're gonna get this bundle, pick up this paper to go with it. It's called Sweetest Christmas. And this paper has all of these candy canes in them. Some candy canes hook left, some hook right. And guess what? We've got a die for both types of candy canes. So you don't have to do anything fancy to flip them or anything like that. And there are 2 pages in this, 2 sheets with a full page of candy canes on them. So you can also just go ahead and die cut yourself a bunch of candy canes out of here too. So if you don't want to like stamp them, but the nice thing is if the paper then runs out and you have this bundle, you can keep stamping and making candy canes forever if you have an ink pad and the stamp. So, you know, if you want to do something fast this year, you can just get the paper and cut them out, or you know, stamp your own like I did. So, and they're just so cute. Different kinds of candy canes. This one is just, you can just do the one color, or you'd have to use like a marker if you wanted to do 2 different colors on there. But I think they're so cute. All right, so this box, we're gonna, if you are a new person to paper crafting, this box might not be the first box I would start you with. I would probably send you to my Ferrero Rocher box from last week, which is a little simpler. But this box is so impressive with the little, you know, with the little side rails. I think it just looks so cute, and it's like a mini Andes box. So I that's why I love this. Okay, so we are going to start off by making the base of this box. Oh, and before I forget, I will have a project sheet for you. I did not get it made before I started this video this morning. So I'm just going to talk you through how to make this box. And tomorrow, if you are on my email list, you will get this project sheet in the mail. And I will have diagrams. I already photographed the diagram that I'm going to use. And so you will have a diagram and all the measurements on a project sheet for you. But if you want to follow along with the video, here is the video. So I'm going to just use, you can use thick basic white, but I am just using the regular basic white cardstock here. So just choose any basic white cardstock. And this piece to start off with measures 7 3/4 by 6 1/8. 6 1/8, okay? We're going to start off with the short side up at the top. And we're going to score. I like to score standing because it's a little easier. Let me move my microphone over a bit. Okay, on the short side, score at 3/4, 1 1/2, 4 5/8, and 5 3/8. Then we're going to turn this to the long side, or one of the long sides, and we're going to score a whole bunch here. Okay, 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, 1 3/4, 2 1/2, then 5 1/4, 6, 6 1/2, and 7 1/4. Now, before you remove this off the scoring board, we're going to score twice more on each side, so 4 scores, but these are just partial scores. So keep the long side up at the top, and we're going to score at the 3-inch mark, but just until this first score intersection, okay? So if you're worried you might go too far, put your finger right below that first score intersection. You're just going to go down to that, on the 3-inch mark, down to that first score intersection there. And then at the 4 3/4 inch mark, do the same. Just go down to that first score intersection. You see? You can see there's 2 score lines. Just go down to that first one. We're going to turn this cardstock to the other long side, and we're going to do the same thing. So at the 3-inch mark, go down, and at the 4 3/4 inch mark, go down just to the first score intersection. Okay, so we have it on this side, and we also have it on that side. All right, that is the scoring for the box bottom. Now comes the fun part, or for some of you might think this is the hard part, but it's not hard if you follow along what I'm going to do. So the first thing we're going to start, have one of your long sides facing you. And we are going to cut down to the second score intersection on 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the opposite side 1, 2, 3, 4. With these little guys that are just half, or just to the first score intersection, we're going to just cut down to the first score intersection. So these first 4 are going down to the second score intersection, then the first score intersection, and then the second score intersection. So let me show you what that looks like. I actually did this on my trimmer, but I feel like this is probably something that is easier done with scissors because there's so many little cuts. You'll just feel better doing it. Okay, so we're going to cut 4 at the second score intersection, which kind of makes sense. Then we're coming to here, and these are just going down to the first score intersection, like that. And then these ones, the next ones, are going down to the second score intersection. And I'm just cutting right down the middle of my score line as best I can. Okay, so you can see those, see this one, see those. All right, now let's turn it to the other side, the other long side, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Okay, so cut, cut, cut to the second score intersection for the first 4. I'm trying to do this in a logical way. When you see the diagram, you might get scared if I didn't do it this way. All right, then to the first score intersection. And then cut, 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 All right, so let's do the easiest one first. This middle piece right here that you just scored down to the cut down to the first score intersection. See these little guys right here? The ones on the side, these little skinny guys right next to the middle? Those need to be cut away. So I'm just going to come in with my scissors here and just cut that away. And we'll come over to this side and cut that away. Okay, so that's the first little thing, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Cut that away, and we'll cut that away. All right, so we've just exposed this center tab right here. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut away these outer tabs. They're skinny as well, and we're going to cut them right down to that second score intersection. Okay, so these are the corner ones, and they're coming away all the way down. So this one was just down to the first score intersection. Now we're coming down to the second score intersection. So these are just the four corners, so let's start off with that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we've got these gone, and now you notice that there's 3 long tabs in a row. And this little middle one is skinnier. We need to get rid of that one too. So bend up the ones that you need to cut. That will help you remember which ones to cut. So it's the skinny middle one of each of these 3. Okay, and we're going to cut those away now. So this one's going to be a little trickier to get into, but there's enough room if you lift up this tab and just come in and get rid of that skinny one. So that's what it's going to look like. You get rid of the 2 skinny ones. Okay. This is truly the hardest part of this, is just prepping the piece. The scoring is really quite easy on this, even though there's a lot of score lines. It's easy. Okay. So now we've got a piece that looks like this, and we need to get rid of one more thing. So I'm just going to take a pencil for this. So we've got now these ones are the outer corners, and we've got a score line that's running right along here. So I want to get rid of this, just on the outer ones. Okay, and we're just going to cut down to on the first score intersection. So we're getting rid of that outer, it's almost a square, not quite a square, but we're going to get rid of that, okay, on all 4. So you see, this one's going away. Over here, this one's going away. Turn it, this one's going away. And this one. All right, now finally we just want to do a little angle cutting. So these 2 right here on all 4 sides, I've got the long side facing me. Okay, so these 2 need a little angle cut. And what we're going to do is we're going to angle cut in between here. We don't need to angle cut on the outside, just on the in between right here, right here, right here, and right here. So I'll do this side first. I'll take this long one. I'm just going to angle cut it like that. So it's like this long skinny strip. if you want to, this angle cutting isn't absolutely required, but it's going to, when you fold things together, it will make things fold together more easily. So if you do this, it will make things a little easier. So you see little angle cut here and a little angle cut there. And then I'm going to turn it, actually I'll do this side here. We'll angle cut this. And then we'll angle cut this. Okay, turn it to the other side, the other long side. I'm going to angle cut here and angle cut here, and then angle cut here and angle cut here. All right. This is ready to fold together. So I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to, this is the side that had the score tool hit this side and made an indent on this side. So I'm going to flip this over, and this is the side with the little bumps on it, and I'm going to fold into that bump. And then I'm going to just fold all of these in along the score line. Okay, the other long side, I'm going to do this side, fold, 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 and now I'm going to do this short side. Okay, and we'll do this side here, fold and fold. Okay, so interesting thing, these two tabs, which we didn't fold yet, I'm just going to hand fold them. These long ones come in, and then these outer short ones will be folded in the opposite direction. But if you don't fold them in the right direction right now, it will all come together in the end and you'll be able to fold them into the correct direction afterwards. Okay, so how does this box come together? We are going to use glue. Tombow is great for that. It holds your box together really well. I have got one of the long sides facing me. So what we're going to do now is we're creating this part of the box, the part that has this little boxy part right here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you before I glue it so you understand. So this little piece right here is going to be glued right here. We're going to fold over, count 2 score lines over, 1, 2, and then you're going to fold over right at this edge also like that. And so when this gets glued down, it's going to create this little box part right here, which is that edge piece right here. So that's what we're creating first. So the easiest way to do this is you fold into score lines, and then there's going to be the second score line in. So fold over at the second score line, and then you're going to fold right along this edge right here over like this, and then we're going to glue this down. Okay, I'm going to show you in action now, and we have 2 of these to do, so hopefully by the second one it will make sense. So I've folded over on that second score line, and I'm just putting Tombow on this skinny piece right here, and then I'm going to fold this whole thing over like this. And use your bone folder and press down on here. And that's going to help that piece glue down. And then you're going to fold this back, and it should create this little box on the end. Okay? And then we'll do the same thing for the other side. I'm going to turn this piece, so now we're on this side. So count over 2 score lines, 1, 2, and then fold it. And then we're going to put Tombow just on this one right here. Just on this tiny little tiny little flap that's been folded over twice. And then we're going to fold right, there's a score line right here, we'll fold right there. And then press down right here. This time our bone folder really, really helps. And then fold this back. So we've got that little box, those little boxes on the end. Okay, so now if you folded this correctly, these will fold in the correct direction. If not, just fold them in the correct direction. These little guys come in, and then these bigger ones also come in on the side. And that's going to happen on both sides, but we'll just work on this side first. So these little guys that come off the end of the boxes get folded, and they're going to become the side walls. All right, so now on the end here, we're going to put glue on here and glue on here. So when I do the glue, I just want to make sure I get close enough to the edge so that this little corner will have a little bit of glue and it will stick down. So then we just need to fold this up, and as you're folding, just make sure this little tab's going to help you make sure you're kind of at the right length. Once you fold that over, it's going to kind of help you line up these little edges right here. So you just want to make sure that they line up, and don't press too hard, but give it a little press with your thumb to come together. Okay, so we've got our first side completed, and now we're going to come over to the other side and fold those ones in, fold these ones in, and then whoop, glue on both of these tabs. Bring this one up, this one out, and this little guy comes right in the center, and just make sure you're lining it up nicely. Give that a little press like that. Okay, and there is your box. Oh, one other thing you can do, use your bone folder and give this a little press. This will help it not, so it will like sit nice and flat. Okay, and there is your little box. So we can take, I guess it doesn't matter which one we take, but I'm taking out the Andes mints so I can show you, because I only bought one box of Andes mints. And so you can fit 14 of these inside your little box, okay? And look, it looks just like half an Andes box. All right, now we need to make a little slider cover for the top of this. And actually the slider cover is a lot easier to make than the base of the box. So let's bring in the scoring board one more time. And this time I'm going to use garden green cardstock. For this other one I used real red, but you can choose whatever colors you want. And so for the cover, this is an 8-inch piece by 3 1/4 inch piece. And I'm going to score at the 3/4 inch mark, 3 5/8, 4 3/8, and 7 1/4. Okay. And for this, we'll just fold this along the score line. All going in the same direction. Okay, and if we fold over one of the end tabs, this is what it looks like. Fold over one of the end tabs, and then we bring this over top, folded 2 in, bringing this over top, then we can glue this flat. So I'll just take some Tombow. This little end is folded over. Put Tombow on here. and then count 2 fold lines in, 1, 2, and bend and put that on top. Take your bone folder and press down. Okay, and there is your little slider. So it's easier to glue your designer series paper on beforehand, and I'm using that same paper that had the candy canes on them. You can use whatever side you want. Because the candy cane's going to have stripes on it, I'm going to use a more neutral side for the top just to add a little interest. And this one measures, did I write it down? Of course not. Let me grab my ruler. This measures 2 5/8 by 3 inches. And we'll just put this on the front right here. And then we'll slide this onto our little thing. It's a snug fit, but not tight. I think it's just about the perfect slider for the top of that. Okay, so now we need to cut one of those little candy cane wrapper dies. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This is the base platform number 1, thin die adapter 2, a clear plate number 3. A piece of basic white, your die with the cut side, those little lines facing down, and then another clear plate number 3. And then I'll just run this through. Oops. And there is my little piece. It's such a simple little thing, but it's so cute to wrap those candy canes in them. But dual purpose, we can use it as a tag, and I just love that. Okay, so here is my little tag, and then of course I want to use this little greeting. I'm gonna switch colors here. I'm gonna use red, real red ink. And that's the little cute little greeting that says, candy cane wishes and mistletoe kisses. It's super sweet. And I'll just center that on here. Bring in my little box. And now we need some ribbon. I'm gonna do red ribbon. Oh, and this ribbon is fabulous because it comes with 2 colors. This is the real red and garden green 3/4 inch ribbon combo pack. So you just buy one of these packs and you get 2 ribbons, and they match the colors that I'm using today, real red and garden green. So if you get this ribbon, you'll be all set to make these boxes because it also matches the colors in the paper. It's just very easy matching. You don't have to go running around trying to find the perfect ribbon because you have it right at your fingertips. Okay, so this, we're gonna need about a 12-inch length of ribbon to wrap around here. And then we're going to just feed through the holes. This ribbon goes behind the greeting. And then you'll just kind of bring this around to the front. And just make sure that it's laying flat. There's nothing worse than like doing like that perfect knot and then realizing that your ribbon is twisted on the back. And now you have to retie your perfect knot. So make sure it's flat. Check twice, tie once, right? Okay, I'm going to do my first knot. And then I'm going to use locking tweezers to pin down my knot, so I don't have to, now I can run, answer the phone, or do something different. And then I'm going to do this. This little line is going to go this way, this one's going to come this way, and then I'm going to pull like that. And now it's nice and secure. All right, and then we'll need, you can still slide this because it's not glued to your piece. And then you can just angle cut a little bit. All right. Okay, and then I want to add a candy cane. And so I did, like, I die cut these out of the paper earlier, and remember that there's candy canes that go in both directions, so you can get both candy canes. So I already did that, so I'm just going to slide one of them on here. And then just to finish off, I'm going to take some iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. These are good because they're clear. They're not going to steal the show. They're not going to detract from your beautiful candy cane and your box. But they're just going to add a little bit of sparkle so that when the person picks it up and goes, oh, that's so cute. Because have you ever seen boxes of candy at the store, you know, that have like bling on the top? You know, they just don't exist, right? So you're making a box that is infinitely more special than the original box it came in. So you can also stamp these, remember? So you've got your choice of how you want to do that, right? And then just look at how it's just so cute, right? Got these little Andes mints, and they're just snug as a bug in a rug in there. But you've only used half the box, and it's a little cuter. I think it's a little cuter than the big box. So, all right, think about this Andes box. This is perfect for Christmas. They do thin mints, so the candy cane theme is really spot on. But they have different flavors of the mints, so you can just use the regular Andes mints as well if you prefer. These ones, of course, they have I think they have chocolate, then a mint layer, and then a kind of a white chocolate layer on top. I didn't get to eat any of these, so I don't know. I guess I have eaten them before, but I haven't eaten them this year because I needed all of them for this project. So sadly, maybe afterwards I can sacrifice one and eat one. But so they've got the different, so I did use these ones, but if you can't find them, you might be able to find just the regular ones, and they will look pretty in this box as well. And because they're mints, then the candy cane wishes and mistletoe kisses, that makes sense, right? But you could do this for other times of the year too. The same box and just decorate it up differently. But there's nothing like mint at Christmas time, right? Just to kind of be special. And then you've got your, okay, I did not glue my little mistletoe leaves in because I was kind of like experimenting. But you can, what I would do is I would adhere these to the like inside, just the top of the twig. I would just adhere them just underneath this so that they stayed steady, because I was still in the experimental stage yesterday when I was creating these, and I never got a chance to actually adhere the little ones down. But see that little tag? So there's like, you know, two different projects with the same bundle. So I hope you like that. I hope you'll make some of these boxes. And if you need to get any of the supplies I talked about today, just click on over to my blog. I left I left the link down below. And if you are ordering, use this host code. And for every $50 you spend this month, you get to choose one of my retired stamp sets. I have a whole page full of them. And if you don't want that, then you can just let me know and I will send you a surprise embellishment instead, because I do want you to get rewarded in some way for spending at least $50 with me. So that is my host code this month. And all the information is over on my blog, all the detailed information. And yeah, I hope you get this bundle, because I think candy canes are so iconic for Christmas, and I love that you can stamp them in either direction, and so you can crisscross them too, which is kind of nice. And you have a die for both directions as well. So it's just super cool. Okay, is there anything else I can tell you? Yes, and don't forget about this sale that's going on. Check it out while you're there. Today is the final day of the seasonal sale, Friday, November 18th, 2022. Okay, I'm going to come and answer some of your questions. I hope you like the box. I hope you can definitely do this box. I feel like this box was... have you ever put together IKEA furniture, or have you ever put together Legos or something like that, and followed instructions? This one's a little bit like that, because you have to do like just certain cuts. The scoring part is easy. And if you follow along the way I've progressed with the cutting, I think you will do fine as well. Before you cut, double check. The other thing you can do that would make it a little easier, and maybe I'll do this on the diagram, is if you put an X on the squares that need to come away. And that way, visually, you'll have a visual guide before you start cutting. So maybe I'll do a little guide with X's on it so that you can really visualize. Just do a little pencil mark in the center, a little X on the ones that need to be cut away, and that will make it visually a lot easier. Okay, I'm going to delve into your comments, and I always love this part because I get distracted and I don't want to answer questions while I'm doing this. It's my choice. It might not be a logical order, but that's the way my brain works right now. Good morning, Donna from New Hamburg. And you got 2 inches of snow. That must mean our son got snow today, and he has a big statistics test today. So poor guy, he's probably going to have to trudge through the snow to get to school. He's at the University of Waterloo, and it's the end of the year is starting to wrap up. He's studying to be an engineer, and he's in his fourth of 5 years of school, because he does co-op. So he's got a big stats test today. So I'm thinking about him. So sending him good wishes, and hopefully he's not got it too bad of a walk this morning. All right. Good morning, Dee from Kansas City, Missouri. No snow. Well, that's good, but cold winds. Yes, cold start to the winter season for those of you in the western half of the continent. Good morning, Birgit. I'm so glad you're here. It always makes me smile. Birgit's from Germany. Donna said, or Dee said, she was watching the weather this morning, lake effect snow near Buffalo. Yeah, that lake effect snow. Well, I lived in southern Ontario for a while, so I know about the lake effect snow. Good morning, Marty. Marty's in Pittsburgh, and she got some snow. Good morning, Pat. Marty says she loves Andy's mints. I probably would too if I actually got a chance to eat. Oh, will I eat my display boxes or not? That is the question. Good morning, Bear Blue. And it's cold in Tennessee. Oh no, you're supposed to have a good time of year and not be cold. Um, Donna says, I'm so creative and she loves my projects. And she says, thanks for sharing. Well, thank you for following. And if you like what I do, I hope give me a thumbs up. That helps my video. Um, Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. That helps me out too. And it helps more people find me. And it helps me continue to do this for my job because without you, I'd be working somewhere else and not doing paper crafting. So my brain would be otherwise occupied. Good morning, Ellie. Oh, you're in downtown Boston this morning. I'm thinking of you. Prayers coming your way. Good morning, Pat. Uh, Pat says, you are the most talented demonstrator ever. Thank you for sharing with all of us. Oh, well, Pat, I love you that you said that. And I truly, truly appreciate that. That's so sweet. What a sweet compliment. I love that. I'm not even going to try and detract from that because it's just such a sweet comment. And I'm so honored that you think that. Elisa, so creative and adorable. Good morning, Nalita. Dee says, very clever and brilliant box. Thank you for sharing. Nancy, hello. And she says, it's an awesome box. Fair Blue says, if I had your creative brain for one day, wow, this little box is so cute. I will be making this one for sure. Aw, that's so sweet. Well, my creative brain is a little messy, so I don't know if I would inflict that upon you because as I was scrambling around this morning, not having finished the complete final design last night, I thought to myself, I don't know if anyone would want this brain, but I'll take it. I'll take it this Friday morning. Marty says, it's lovely. My mom would have loved this. Our Olive Garden used to give these out after the meal, and it was my mom's favorite thing. Aw, that's so sweet. Marty said that she hit the sale. That's the seasonal sale I was talking about at 2 a.m. on the first day. It's great. I didn't hit it at 2 a.m. I hit it like after my day was over because what I do is I typically I start an order, I'm signed in, and so it saves my order for me, and I just start putting things into my cart. Although right now I would say on the last day of the sale, some things might have sold out already or might be on low supply. So if you can do it more quickly, it's better. But this was the first day of the sale, and I just kind of started putting some things in the cart that I wanted to get. And I expedited my order and it will be here later today, but it hasn't arrived yet. So otherwise I probably would have pulled out the things that I bought, but it did not. It's on the UPS truck for delivery today. Dee said she wishes I had your knack of simplifying projects for everyone to be able to do it without many questions. Genius teaching method. Well, I appreciate that, Dee. The way my brain works is that I'm still trying to teach that little girl inside of me that had trouble doing things because we didn't do as many crafts at home. I think I talked about this before because my mom was left-handed and we were right-handed, and it's hard for someone who's left-handed to teach someone who's right-handed to do things. So, I did all my crafting and brownies and Girl Guides and at school, and I loved it. But crafting, if you want to do it well, I think you need to practice it like everything, like a sport or music, piano or whatever. If you want to get good at it, you need to practice it. And so when I'm teaching to that little girl that maybe needed a different angle or needed to see things. So that's where my brain is at. I'm actually trying to teach the little girl inside of me. So that's how I teach. Sue says, great job. She loves them. Birgit says, great box. I think I will try to create one, although I don't know what to put into it. Yeah, so I guess, do you not have Andes mints over in Germany? If you have anything small that stacks up, you could adapt the box. Yeah, the one thing about Andes mints is they're quite small. I'm just gonna pull one out here. They're tiny. But I'm sure you have, I mean, Germany has like the most fabulous chocolates. These are about 1.5 inches by 3/4 of an inch, and the depth is about 1/4 inch. So they are, I'm gonna stick this on my ruler here so you can kind of see. It would be easier if I wasn't holding this up. Okay. It's very hard with the mirroring on this, but it's like 1.5 inches long. So it's a small candy, and the depth is like only 1/4 inch. So they're quite small candies. Hello, Linda from Buffalo. I'm so glad you're here this morning. Sue says it's like a shadow box, but not on all four sides. Yeah. To do this on all four sides would be much more difficult. So maybe one day I will figure out how to do the four-sided one, but you saw how many cuts were just involved with the two-sided ones. When Andes does these boxes, they have like well, they die cut them obviously, and just print them off like that, but they probably also use a special software that allows them, there's actually little tabs on theirs aren't actually glued together. I noticed it's just folded in. My design, you have to glue it in because I didn't do all those extra little special tabs and cutouts, but it works almost just the same way. So it should come together and look beautiful, just like their box, just a slightly different tweaked version of their design. Nalita said, oh, she's left-handed. And you know what? Left-handed people are super creative. And my mom is actually really creative too. It's just that my mom grew up in an era where left-handedness was not valued. And in fact, it was, she tells me in school they called the left hand the bad hand. So she can actually write with her right hand as well. And so, how that affects you psychologically is huge. The rest of your life, you go through your life and you, not so much anymore. She knows that, people don't feel that way anymore. But when we were little, like, it was just hard for my mom to show my sister and I how to do stuff because it's like different. And then you also have that thing in the back of your head, and it does make it hard. And I feel bad. There's probably a lot of left-handed, super creative people that didn't get to express their creativity because they were told things that made them feel bad about being left-handed. But I'm right-handed, but I love my left-handed mom, and she's probably watching this, well, not the live, but she watches my videos every day, especially she's not a paper crafter, but she watches the front and the back part of the video, and we talk every night, so it's just fun. And she's like, Brenda, put on some lipstick. So I try to remember. I did put on a little lipstick for you, Mom. I hope you like it. All right. I know this video is going along. Nancy Hobbs said, oh, you aren't kidding, Brenda. My mom was left-handed. I'm left-handed. And our daughter is left-handed. It's definitely a right-handed world, though. Yeah, for sure. And how cool is it that you have a lineage of left-handed girls? So that is very cool. you know, there's nothing wrong with being left-handed. It would have been cool to be left-handed, but turns out I'm right-handed. And it just, you know, maybe if we had both, my mom and I had both been left-handed, we would have been able to figure things out together. She would have been able to show me more things, but it is what it is, right? Marty said Andy's also probably does it all on a machine. Yeah, it's all processed, and even the design, they have this software program. It's really expensive, but it helps you like design boxes. But you have to have an idea of what you're doing. But it will help you with like all of the, and they probably have that all down to a science. Denalita said that she went through stuff with being left-handed as well, and yeah, it's I'm so glad that that's no longer a thing. At least I hope it's no longer a thing. Of course, I'm right-handed, so I don't know, but I know it is like a very right-handed world. Like scissors are mainly right-handed scissors, and things are designed with right-handed people in mind. So it is tough. Okay, Marty said her husband was left-handed, but he could use both hands for many things. At school, he had to pick a hand to learn to write with, and he picked left. Well, I'm glad that he was able to do that. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Check out the sale. My project sheet will arrive in your inbox tomorrow, and I'm going to go work on that now. I've got the photographs to create diagrams off of, and I hope to make it very clear for you guys so when you're creating the box it will be easy to put together. Okay, I hope you have a great weekend. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.